just learning. Like, you don't really, the best way to learn is to do, and when you do, you normally fail.
Yeah.
In quotations, I keep using quotations and you guys can't see. Can
you guys see our air quotes?
I can see you.
Air quotes.
I can see you.
But yeah, so my scroll saw is so much fun. I've done a bunch of nursery signs recently.
Yeah, I saw them on your story the other day.
Yeah, so they're so much fun, and they're really fun to design because it's just like tapping into trying to figure out how the saw, like how I'm going to be able to get the textures in the saw.
And everyone's style is different, so that's probably so cool for you to really try to bring everyone's like style to life.
Exactly. Like, okay, I like the pinks and I want gray, and the room's going to look this. I'm like, okay, and then try and figure it out and really play around until I get it exactly as I want it to. But
I love
they're my favorites. I will say scroll saws.
That's awesome.
Scroll saw projects are my favorite.
Guys, if you want to have a fun day, go get a scroll saw.
Yeah, you can come over and hang out in the barn.
I'm definitely going to come over and hang out in the barn.
I'm going to invite myself. Champagne?
Yeah, we can do it.
Right. I'm in.
I'm going to learn. I need to learn some woodworking.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, is that what you would call it, or would you call it like a carpet? I want to make sure I'm using the right proper terms to, represent you.
I call it woodworking because I feel like it's more like all-encompassing of the woodwork. Like carpentry would be more of like when I'm building a table or things like that. But I mean, I'm not an expert, so I don't even use the right term, so I don't expect anyone else to like correctly label me.
What you want to be labeled as.
Yeah,
There's too many labels for her to fit under. She fits under everything.
Creator, maybe, but then I don't know. I don't think of myself like as an artist or as like something like that. I'm just doing what I like.
Yeah.
So
we can call her a visionary. She's a visionary.
I feel so cool with the visionary.
Hey, if you need PR, me and Mary are girls.
I am not good at that stuff. Marketing myself and things like that, I'm very poor.
We're your girls.
So
but you just launched your website.
I did.
How is that going?
It's fun. It's awesome. It's a whole different world. I was very scared for making the website and just like putting it out there. So I have to give credit to my boyfriend for actually doing it and starting it, and then me like. He actually surprised me with it. I didn't know he was doing it.
Did he write the code, or did you guys go through a third party?
So he actually originally started writing, like coding my website from scratch, but then he had to get a new laptop, so then we went a different route, and he still coded a bunch of it, but we used Squarespace as like the platform.
Squarespace is awesome.
Which is incredible, and we were able to customize it exactly how we wanted it.
That's awesome.
Like, we did all of the whole look is exactly how I wanted it to be, and played around and stuff, so... I highly recommend Squarespace to anyone who wants to make
Squarespace it makes it a little bit easier if you're not into like the techie. Like it sounds like your boyfriend knows how to write code, but
he was teaching himself.
Good for him. I was gonna say I took a class in it.
Back to the stalking though. I need to go stalk the website. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's really nice. Well, we'll put it in a link on our story just so people can check it out too. It's really really cool. Okay. And then you actually have an awesome tab on that website for local people.
Yes.
And that is like one of my favorite things about Emma is that she is an utterly sweetest human that we love so much, but she put on her website for her job, put a tab for local people, and it could be like a business. She added us on there, which was really nice.
We did not know she was adding us.
We didn't know this was happening.
Mara like found it, or you shouted us out or something, and we were like, what? We were so blown away because it was just such a genuine, very just like... Mara's throwing grapes over here. But it was a very genuine, like selfless, like really what we kind of talk about on here, like pumping each other up and being someone's hype man. Like you went and did that without like asking us or telling us, and like it was such an awesome moment for us to be like, we don't care if not anyone except Emma listens to us, because we know that like we're affecting her in a positive way, and it's like it's a cycle because now she's affecting us like so positively. We were blown away by it.
I know.
So
just
happy.
The fact that you even had that tab on there, that you went out of your way to promote people that you know and love, and you know that obviously they need the promotion themselves since they're local.
Yeah.
But to tell us a little bit more about the other local people on that tab.
So it's basically just a spot because so many people support me, and I'm so grateful for the people that take the time to, whether it's liking a post or shouting me out like you guys, or buying something from me. It doesn't always have to be buying or like spending money to support a local business.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they are, whether it's a podcast or makeup artistry or whatever it is. it's just awesome you just are more connected with the community if you're supporting local people. And,
Absolutely.
And why, like, yes, we all love TJ Maxx and we all love Janet, but there's something about being connected with those people and seeing what amazing human beings are just in your circle of like your 1 mile or 10 mile radius, whatever it is. There's so many amazing people in that small space that you just have to open your eyes to. So I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of people, and I always want to add more. But I just felt like I needed to give people that were also working really hard and doing their best.
Absolutely.
The spot, like, even though I have just a small platform, like, anything, just let them know that, hey, you're seeing your value.
Yeah.
You took the time to add them in there, which it just speaks so much volume.
Yeah,
and, like, I know that's small should support small.
Are you okay?
It's the champagne and the pretzels all in one. Small should support small. And obviously, you know, that goes hand in hand together, but just that you have this website and this is something that is, you know, proclaiming what you do, promoting what you do yourself, you just had to put in there the other people that you care about. And I think that that's really, I don't know, I just definitely commend you for that because it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be where I was without all these people, so you have to, like, I'm trying to think of SVW Jewelry, Sean Wakely, she creates jewelry, she's been doing it for a couple years. And she's amazing, and she just started doing it kind of the same as me, I guess. Like, in college, she started doing it like, hey, I like jewelry making, let me see if I can do this. And now she has an Etsy, and she drops.
Oh, that's
and
so nice.
Like, trying out different mediums of the earrings and jewelry making. So she does clay earrings now, and she's just an awesome person, and she's genuine, and her work is genuine. So you just want to support them and her and what she does, because why not? Like, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, and you can learn so much from that, too. Like, I learned so much from you just by having these conversations.
I was going to say, it's a really good way to share stories. Yeah. Everybody's story of how they got to start doing what they're doing.
Yeah, and that connection, like, you just feel, even when I'm just giving a piece to someone, I learn a lot about them based on what they like, like you're talking about, or what it's for, like an anniversary or whatever. You just learn and you feel like slightly more connected to them and that piece, and you know that it's hanging in their house for years to come.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was a little bit a part of that, and like,
you're absolutely a part of that. Do you sign it M of all trades? Is that your like little mark that you put on?
Yeah.
Do you burn it on there? Or
yeah,
how does that
burn
work?
it, and I just put the year that it was made. So it's like,
guys, if you learn nothing from today, it's scroll saw and wood burner.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm like so interested in these two items that I need to go to the barn and learn how to work them.
Yeah. Only under Emma's supervision, though. We wouldn't want you to burn the barn.
Emma like wakes up and I'm out back like wood burning things. Like,
hey, I'm here.
Oh as long as you don't mind my pop-up coming in and hanging out.
Yes.
He'll teach you a lot. He's so much on my website. He's on it, and I say if he doesn't have it, you don't need it, and it's the absolute truth. Like, he has everything you could ever think of in that
That's so
barn.
cool.
And he will tell you all about it, and you'll learn so much from him.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
I love that.
I know.
We usually do this. I mean, you listen to the podcast, but just to preface, we do a thing called a Human Highlight, and we also do Nothing Like a Good. We can do both.
Yes.
But I thought since you want to do both, I was going to say you're the guest. You can pick which one we do.
No, I want to do both.
We'll do both. We haven't. I feel like we haven't done either one in a while. Okay. And I like when we have a guest on to do it with us, because when me and you go back and forth, it's just a circus.
I love it. I love your conversations. They make me so happy. They're so fun.
I have one more question before we get into those.
Yes.
What do you feel like is your most, like your biggest challenge in running your business? And we kind of talked like about it earlier with when you first came in. We were talking about how busy you are, but I don't know if that would be your biggest challenge.
I do really well with a lot of stuff. I manage my time way better when I have a ton of things going on. And so, I mean, yes, time management, because there's just so much, and I tend to overwhelm myself. I'm definitely a yes man, and I just say yes to everything, because I genuinely do want to do it. Sometimes time doesn't allow, and I don't realize that, but I always want to try new things, so I'm always like, yes. The hardest part for me is the pricing. It's just like the background stuff, like the businessy end of it. I'm good at the, like, I can do the creating and the designing and whatever. Yeah. The business is like not my forte. I'm not good at it at all.
Oh my gosh, that's my forte. I'll run it for you.
Yeah, well, we can. Yeah, I'm not good. I struggle with like the numbers and figuring out. Like,
how you're going to price it.
I don't value myself apparently
enough
for the time and everything. So it's definitely that.
And you don't do it not for the money per se. You do it because you love it so much and you love making people's day and you love being a part of their home. So when you're not out for the money, then I think sometimes you always devalue your work because. But I'm sure people who are buying it, are like, what? How much is this? And you're like, oh. And they're like, okay, sure.
I'm always like, is whatever number okay? And they're like, yes. What do you mean, is it okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I never... Yeah. I don't know.
I think there's a certain confidence that comes into it. I mean, Jim has his own landscaping business, and he struggles with, not pricing, but, there's been times that he's told me that he's overpriced a job, and then it's worked out in his favor, but there's also been 3 or 4 times that he's underpriced the job, and he's kind of screwed, but he's so nice that he's not going to say that because he's like, okay, well, I'd be mad if somebody was like, okay, you owe me more money. But having your own business, this is the kind of thing that you're going to run into. You're going to have struggles in that way, but that's the only way you learn.
Exactly.
So my biggest thing would probably be okay, even if you want to just do it with one of your products, if you just want to sit down with one of your products and be like, you know what, I put this, and this out, so I should make that, and that back.
Exactly.
But flat rate for the, cornhole things. Exactly. Flat rate because, other than that, you're not going to make...
Yeah, slowly learning. I've definitely gotten, a touch better at it. But,
good.
Having flat rates for the cornhole is what I do. And based on design... a cornhole is this much. And then the design. And then depending on how intricate the design is, it's going to be up to this much money.
Absolutely.
But it is hard, trying to keep a spreadsheet of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Timing, everything. It's just hard. And when I'm doing so many things at once, I'm like, oh, I spent 20 minutes on this, but I'm not logging that, and I spent whatever on this, and I'm bopping around because my ADD is just oh, I got to do this, I want to do that. And I'm waiting for something to dry. So it's hard to navigate through all that, and I'm sure that Jim... having to talk to people and oh wait, no, I messed up, but
and he'll never say that. He'd rather just take the L.
Well, then you just that's
how you learn.
You learn it for next time, and that's what you're saying that you're.
I'm not a numbers person either. I'm not a numbers person, but I know that I do have a gene inside of me that okay, when this needs to get done, we need to sit down and do it. If I don't know how to do it, we're gonna figure out how to do it. You know what I mean? That's how I am. But numbers are I am not a fan. They are not a fan of me. We have never been friends. We have never been friends.
She texted me this morning and she said, tell me not to online shop right now. And it was 7 a.m. and I was like, don't do it.
I had things in my cart that were $200. Why? Couldn't tell you. A lot of them were on sale. Couldn't tell you. Do I need them? No.
Save that money to give towards a business on M's website.
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go. That's perfect. I love it.
There we go.
And
all right. We're going human highlight?
Human highlight.
Or do you want to do nothing like a good first?
Let's do human highlight.
Okay. You first, me lady.
It was a busy week in the Marlies world.
Should we remind what human highlight is?
Yes, because it'll give me more time to think.
Okay. So human highlight is something that when me and Mara were starting this, which is almost a year ago, literally almost a year ago, that the podcast will have been born.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks.
Bouncing baby one.
Yeah.
Well, when we created it, we said, who in this past week, I mean, you have so many humans who highlight your world throughout the longevity of your life, but in the past week, meaning in the recent past, who made your week and really just put an extra little sparkle to it. And it could be someone you know, some random person you just had an encounter with, or someone that, surprised you with something, or just did something very small for you that just made your whole week and stood out to you. Or it could be something big. Whatever really caused...
Like a wedding proposal?
The highlight.
Come in all sizes.
Yes.
Emma.
Oh my gosh. We need Emma to just create
Stay
all of our phrases and everything.
Okay. My human highlight is... I was between two. I guess I'll just choose one.
Okay.
My human highlight is my dad.
Oh.
Well,
he's my dad too, guys.
No, he's not my dad.
He's just my dad. He's not your dad. We're not really.
All right, now we're getting weird. Continue.
So he is, above and beyond all of our, everything that he goes through is a lot more than a lot of other of us go through, and we know that. But this week I had a little bit of a harder week at work, and I work from home, and he's there as well, and we take our walks. We take our
so sweet.
daily walks. Sometimes we do too. and sometimes they're just to get them done. And like obviously we have conversations, but we had one last night that really, really,